us?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And the video's working. Maybe we might see them at some stage of the game, possibly. But Evernoir, tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you guys got started, all this stuff. There we are. We've got some video now. Tell us a little bit about you guys.
Hi.
First thing, we don't fit in
No.
camera.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. One of the things we used to do on Jiggy Jag TV was I would always have our camera person would always say, "Squeeze in uncomfortably close." That was always the deal. But so go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about yourselves.
So we're Evernoir. We are from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and we've been playing together since 2016.
That is
I
awesome.
am Ben, the vocalist.
I'm Paul. I'm the drummer.
I'm Vic, guitar player.
Trevor is out of town and is not with us today.
Hey, that's
And Jimmy also out of town.
hey, that's fine. It happens. Well, I know we'll do another interview with you guys at some point. We'll have the whole band with us. Evernoir joins us today here on our big broadcast, a fantastic alternative metal band from Wisconsin. And they join us today here on our big broadcast. So one of the things that I've got to get out of the way in the very beginning, and I have to see if I can pull this up here for our folks that are watching us on BitChute or Rumble or CloudHub or wherever the hell you're watching us today, twitching with us on the Twitch, whatever. We got your press material, and it is absolutely amazing. I have got to get the complete story on this. I guess it's a photo. It is a photo of you. It looks, you've got smoke around you. There is it looks like you were fresh out of hell. And you are just, holy smokes. Where in the hell was this photo taken? Give me all the details on this thing, because was this a performance fairly recently? What is the details on this?
This was was it at the end of March last year?
Could have been, yeah.
At Everybody's Bar in Chippewa Falls. And yes, it was during a live show, and this was taken by a fan who is a friend of ours, and she took it with her cell phone. It was kind of one of those moments, she hit the shutter just at the right time, and yeah, I got that photo back, and I'm like, oh, love.
Well, it is amazing. You say it was taken at a venue called Everybody's Bar. Well, I will say this: everybody in there was probably scared to death when this photo was taken. Holy smokes! But getting back to the band, how did the band first get together as a group? Talk to me a little bit about this.
Wow. Back in the days when Craigslist was a little less frowned upon. Yeah, I think we posted an ad, and our bass player at the time, Ed, he actually found everybody else, lined up all the auditions. So then myself, Paul, and Ben, we've been kind of the core members the whole time. We've had a couple other people come and go, but yeah, it's been 6-7 years,
Something like that.
So, but yeah, I think it was all Craigslist ads.
Yeah, he was in a band called Cobalt Aria, and I responded to a Craigslist ad looking for a vocalist. And that's how we met. I ended up stepping down from that audition because there was some disagreement about whether or not to take me as the vocalist, and I didn't want to cause any problems. And then about 4 months later, I got a message from Ed saying that he was thinking about leaving and was wondering if I would sing for him if he were to form a different band. I said yes, and he said, cool, I'm thinking about taking Vic with me. And we formed a band called Arconic Wave. And then when that termed, we reformed with this guy and created Evernoir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about the name of the band. What in the world is that signifying?
So the name is something we struggled with for several weeks. We all had something that we were kind of married to that nobody else liked. That's how it goes. So every time that happened, it was just kind of back to the drawing board. And I was listening to one of my first metal influences, Alisana. I was listening to their album Confessions, and this was like right when that album had come out. And they said Forevermore in the lyrics, and it just kind of popped into my head. Evernoir, Forever Black. Like, it just made sense, and, you know, I pitched it. We all felt like it suited and felt like home. A band name should feel like home.
That's awesome. We have got Evernoir with us today. They join us live here on our big broadcast. So I want all three of you guys to kind of explain to me how you got into music and just a little bit on your music background.
Let you two go first.
You want me to go first? All right. Yeah. So
God, the shadows.
I get to blame. You're the one casting the shadow. You fucking
That's what I always do.
figuratively. Anyway, so all right. So when I was a kid, I got babysat by my uncle a lot. My uncle Rob, and he would get me and all my cousins in the same room. We'd watch Headbangers Ball and basically just rock out on MTV all day. Actually, my first pet was a hamster named Axel, because Axl Rose, and I think I was about 5 years old. So I was really big into like the 80s hair metal and stuff when I was little, and it just kind of kept going from there. And I think when I was about 13, I finally started playing guitar. Saved up a bunch of money from chores and whatever summertime gigs I could get, raking leaves or whatever, and bought a guitar, and it's just kind of been that way ever since. So self-taught, just kind of listened to the radio and figured it out as I went. Yeah, so I think it's about it. I've always been a guitar player, so.
Music for me is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I grew up in a very classical music and gospel music household, and then the lovely teenage years opened me up to hard rock bands like Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace, like all those, and so it just sort of went.
Yeah.
I don't want to say downhill, obviously, but it evolved from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got into drumming. I have the dumbest origin story for getting into drums. So of my friend group, so the game Rock Band, none of my friends ever wanted to do the drums because they're like, I just can't do the beat. Like, they can't do the foot pedal. And so like that, I got stuck doing that because I'm okay at it. And eventually some buddies of mine in high school saw me, playing Rock Band, and they're like, hey, do you want to play in a rock band or like in a metal band? And I was like, yeah. And so that was in 2010, and I've been drumming not in video games for 13 years now?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, last time we played Rock Band as a band, we all swapped spots.
Oh, I cannot play Rock Band guitar to save my life. Not at all. She's pretty good at it, actually.
Oh, thanks.
Better than me, anyway.
I have been singing, I feel like, as long as I've been talking. I've just always loved it. Also grew up in a Christian household, so my earliest stuff was really like Sunday school items, and I grew up on oldies for the most part. I actually didn't get an exposure to any sort of rock until middle school,
That's awesome.
which was classic rock, and that was through my best friend at the time, her parents. And I didn't start listening to metal until I was about 15, and that was forbidden in my home, so I kind of like snuck it, and when I was caught, it was like, these are Christian metal bands, and that was a big argument, and so I really couldn't get into metal until I was moved out. And, like I said, Alisana was one of my first influences there, but younger me would have been appalled to know that I'm a metal vocalist. Like, I thought I was going to be a pop singer, like Selena Quintanilla was my very first like star that I really idolized. And then Utada Hikaru, who's Japanese American, really loved her stuff for a long time. And then it wasn't until I was 19 that I'm like, I want to sing metal. And yeah, I was told, like, you're not going to sing metal. You can't do it. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do it. So I started experimenting with some growls and everything. And this band didn't start, well, Archonic Wave didn't start out metal.
No, we're actually kind of like a pop punk sort of thing.
Yep. Kind of sort of Paramore-ish. And then Evernoir became metal. And yeah, it's great. I'm achieving that goal, my 19-year-old goal.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got Evernoir with us today. They join us live here on our big broadcast. So, Concerning Narcissists, tell us a little bit about this, and then we are going to play this tune.
Everybody wants to know about this song. So this was about a former relationship of mine, someone that I was really close to, and it had an unfortunate fallout. And this song was really the first time that I sat with anger and fully expressed it. In the home that I grew up in, I was not allowed to express anger freely because of an abusive parent. So it's something that I suppressed that turned into depression most of the time. And just a couple of years ago, I started like just letting myself feel whatever it was that I was feeling, and Concerning Narcissist was the first step for that. And I just let myself put everything I was thinking down on the page, and without apology. And it was therapeutic, I got to move on. I don't harbor any resentment toward that individual. I wish them well. They're not in my life anymore. But I forgive all of that. This song was the first step to healing, and it's a really fun track. It's great. We get to bounce around and rock out, and it's fierce. I love it. It's one of my favorite songs to play.
That's awesome. Well, we are going to do this. We're going to put you guys on a brief hold here on the old Skip-a-Skypa, and we are going to play the tune, and then we will be back with Evernoir. They join us live here on our big program, and it is quite the tune, and we are going to go to it right now here on the Shaggy Jaguar stage.
Nothing but a time.
have got a great guest with us today. They join us back live here on our big broadcast. Evernoir is going to be with us back here on our big program. And we go back live to the band, and that track is amazing. The video is interesting as well. Give us a little bit more details on the video.
So our previous videos have been very concept-based, very story-focused, and we kind of want to mix, you know? So some story-based, some just rocking out, and this video for Concerning Narcissists was supposed to be half arcade and half live show, but we struggled to book a venue for that. The world was still on those last legs of COVID. So we hit up the arcade for the whole day, and unfortunately our videographer that we had scheduled that day had just come down with COVID.
Yep.
So we GoPro'd up, and a photographer friend of ours brought his camera and his daughter, and so she got to hang out with the band for the day and be in the video a little bit, and we just had a blast. And what's cool about that video is that it's completely candid. We had originally discussed that I was going to lose at everything, and that didn't happen. Didn't happen. But it was a great reminder that we're not just a band, but we're friends as well. And we really needed that day at the arcade. That's what made that video so special.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely get caught up in the work of it a lot, and then just gets tense. So you just have to blow off some steam every once in a while. So that was a good time.
We can't hear you.
Evernoir join us today. They are live here on Skype. EvernoirBand.com is the official website. And our next guest is coming up here in just a few moments. But before we let you guys go, what is the latest album, and why should people go pick it up?
Our latest album is Stages of Grief. It dropped July 21st, and it is a concept album based on the 5 stages of grief. And it is raw emotion and energy, and we are absolutely, completely proud of it. We love playing these songs, and they're raw. They're as raw as they can be. So if you want to rock out and get some emotional therapy in at the same time, go check it out.
That is awesome. Well, you guys are amazing. Thanks for making some time for us today. Thanks for coming on and chatting. And check out EvernoirBand.com. And they are also on Spotify as well. Go over and add them to your playlist. They are absolutely amazing. Evernoir with us today. Also, Instagram.com/EvernoirBand. Thank you guys. Really appreciated the time. And we will talk to you guys soon. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. There they go. That is Evernoir Band, and they join us today here on our big broadcast. We are going to take a 60-second timeout. When we come back, our next guest will join us here on the Jiggy Jaguar Experience back here in a few moments.